Hi everyone, welcome back to iQuanta's classroom, iQuanta's YouTube channel. Haha, I'm so excited. I don't know why. Well, अभी तक हम A B C D E F तक words कर चुके हैं and today we'll be doing G words. If you're watching this video for the very first time, so I suggest कि आप पीछे की videos भी देख लें. ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ interrelated है because obviously word series है. तो आप देख लें वो भी and I told my students, I've asked everybody to make their own vocab diary so that you have that record in your hands, right? So I hope you all are doing that. Let's fly together. And this is vocab series and today we'll be doing G words. But before that, let's do our daily ritual. And the daily ritual वो क्या होता है? डेली रिचुअल होता है जिसमें हम कुछ ऐसे वर्ड्स पढ़ते हैं जो कि पहले आरसीज में देखे गए हैं, राइट? सो आप इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दें, आप वीडियो को लाइक कर दें और कोई भी क्वेश्चन है, कुछ भी है, यू कैन ऑलवेज connect with us. Let me select the pen, just 1 second. Alright, here we are. Okay, so the first word जो कि पैसेजेस में बहुत बार देखा जाता है, लास्ट क्लास में या शायद लास्ट क्लास में वी डिड वन वर्ड डॉगमा, राइट? अब डॉगमा से रिलेटेड वर्ड नहीं है बट बहुत कॉमनली देखा जाता है, वो है pragmatic. Now pragmatic basically is, you know, dealing with situations sensibly and practically rather theoretical consideration, right? So जब बहुत ही practically, for example you are preparing for your CAT exam, you know, pragmatically, or the pragmatic approach to prepare for your competitive exam will be taking consistency as the key than perfection, right? So that's pragmatic. Then we can take one word, let's say sycophant. Sycophant. Now this word might sound like you know कि जैसे we're talking about somebody who's psycho, जो कि somebody who's a little cuckoo in the head. Ooh. Okay. So but no, sycophant is basically somebody who, you know, overpraises big people, who basically you know, butters big people, somebody who is overly obedient and basically servile to someone जिससे उसको कुछ फायदा हो सकता है, right? Basically survive to someone important, right? जिससे they can actually you know, have a personal gain. That's a sycophant. Now basically it's an adjective, right? Then there can be a word called conundrum. Conundrum हो सकता है आप लोगों ने सुना भी हो, सुने तो सारे ही होंगे, बट वही ना, एक्टिव वोकैब और डोमिनेंट वोकैब का डिफरेंस. सो एक्टिव वोकैब बेसिकली होती है जिस शब्द को आप जानते हैं, आप उसका यूसेज जानते हैं, आप उसका मतलब जानते हैं. Dominant vocab, dominant is basically बस पढ़ा है, which means you know pragmatic but you don't remember the meaning or you don't know how to use it in a sentence. That's dominant, right? Okay, so conundrum basically is it's basically a difficult situation or a problem. For example, let's say you get a call from IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Indore and IIM Bangalore, let's say, right? Now this situation will be a real conundrum for you. I hope this situation comes soon. Right? Okay. Haha. Oh. And then we can take let's take scrutinize. Scrutinize is basically when you know, when you analyze something very deeply, when you examine something very closely, very deeply, that's scrutinize. And these are a few words जो कि बहुत frequently passages में देखे जा चुके हैं. So write them यूसेज कुछ तो मैंने बता दिया, बट कुछ आपको खुद लिखने भी चाहिए. ऑलवेज अगर आप इस सीरी को फॉलो कर रहे हैं तो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज कि आप एक अलग कॉलम बना सकते हैं, या हर क्लास के शुरुआत में यू कैन राइट पैसेज वर्ड. जैसे कि कॉन्डोम हमने सी वर्ड्स में पढ़ चुका है ऑलरेडी, सो ऐसा नहीं है कि हम वो वर्ड्स नॉर्मल सीरीज में नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं, बट स्टिल यू कैन राइट डाउन. Alright, let's begin with today's G words. So now we see genesis, genial, genre, genteel. So you can see that all of these words have G-E-N in common, and that's a root word for birth, race and for kind. So somewhere related to birth, somewhere related to race, somewhere related to kinds, all of these words are. So let's take genesis first. So genesis is basically a beginning, right? A beginning or an origin to something. For example, so in the Bible, Genesis is the first book which actually talks about the God creating the world, right? So other forms are not there. Synonyms can be origin, birth, down, inception. Antonyms can be end, conclusion, termination. So now you can take G-E-N, which means start, जैसे कि gene, DNA उससे related. So the basically the start of life, plus aces, which means process, the process. So basically genesis is the birth process of something, right? It's the birth process of something. इसको मिला के हम कह सकते हैं. Idiomatically हम कह सकते हैं, you must have, it's a common phrase, not idiomatically, it's a phrase. हम कई बार कहते हैं ना कि you must have heard in its genesis, which means a very what do we say, early stage, initial stage, right? So this तरीके से you can use it. All right, now moving on. Genial is friendly, cheerful, pleasant. इसका H words में हमने hostile के बारे में पढ़ा था. So hostile is the antonym for genial. Now genial is who make other people feel comfortable, they make them feel happy. That's genial, somebody genial. Now this can be used for weather as well. जैसे कि the weather is genial today, that means it's pleasant today. ठीक है, so you can take it like G-E-N, which can be kind plus family, related to family, birth, plus IAL, the suffix, which is used for quality. So basically full of natural kindness is somebody who's genial, right? आप ऐसे ही इंसान के लिए ये adjective use करेंगे. Synonyms can be amiable, affable, cheerful, warm. See, इससे आपके काफ़ी words cover हो जाते हैं, right? Antonyms can be hostile, rude, unfriendly and cold. पत्थर दिल. He was a genial host, making every guest feel welcomed. Her genial smile put everyone at ease, which means a pleasant, cheerful smile, right? Okay, now genre. आप लोग कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्ज़ाम के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं, VARC एक सब्जेक्ट है आपके पास, कैट, IPMAT, क्लैट, CUET और भी बहुत से एग्ज़ाम्स. तो जॉनरे एक ऐसा शब्द है जो आपको पता ही होना चाहिए. सो इट इज़ अ कैटेगरी of type of art, music or literature categorized by a particular style, form or content. तो basically ये art, music, movies, books, इनमें ही you use genre, ये उससे ही related होता है, type of something basically. So जैसे कि romance genre हो सकता है, जैसे कि मिस्टीरियस जॉनरे हो सकता है, फिक्शन नॉन फिक्शन हो सकता है, क्लासिकल म्यूज़िक हो सकता है, ट्रेडिशनल म्यूज़िक हो सकता है, मॉडर्न म्यूज़िक हो सकता है, राइट, ट्रेडिशनल आर्ट हो सकता है, इट्स लाइक दैट, ठीक है. So it's a noun, category, style, type, class can be the synonyms, antonyms, no direct opposite, could, say, unclass, say, so basically genre का तो क्या ही antonym होगा, right? So yeah, romance is her favorite film genre. This novel defies easy categorization into a single genre. Alright. ओके, जेंटील. सो जेंटील से कितना ज़्यादा जेंटल हमको समझ आता है, जेंटल कितना कितना क्लोज है जेंटील के. बट लेट्स सी. पोलाइट, रिफाइंड और रिस्पेक्टेबल, समथिंग इन एन affected or pretentious way. So if somebody is being genteel, that's an adjective. That means they are being very polite, well mannered. So the nuance of genteel is that this person will be this person will be polite, but this person is actually trying to act very posh, very fancy, in a way that it actually looks unnatural. It seems unnatural in a way, right? So that's genteel. So gentle is also somebody who's polite and everything, but gentle ki agar hum baat kare, so that this person is naturally kind. This person is naturally being polite, whereas genteel is fake politeness. Fake politeness, okay? Synonyms can be refined, courteous, elegant, and cultured. Rude, uncouth, crude, vulgar are the antonyms. She spoke in a genteel manner that impressed the aristocrats. Just one second. What? Okay, anyway. Though born poor, he adopted genteel habits after gaining wealth. हाँ, एक्चुअली में असली अमीर वही होते हैं जो अपना लहजा नहीं बोलते अमीर होने के बाद भी. और you must have seen very rich people who've had generational wealth. They're like very they're genteel, they're like posh, they're like down to earth. But somebody who gains wealth suddenly becomes out of place. And a few people do not. They still stay to the ground. They stay grounded. But yeah, if you are already rich, be genteel. Gentle actually, not genteel. If you are taking steps towards becoming rich, becoming wealthier, so one day when you become very rich, richy rich types rich, or even rich, क्योंकि सक्सेस की कोई there's no definition, okay? हो सकता है मैं एक एक्ट्रेस हूँ और जब तक मैं शाहरुख खान जैसी एक्ट्रेस नहीं बनूंगी तो क्या मतलब मैं एक सक्सेसफुल एक्ट्रेस नहीं हूँ. सो आई एम राइट. अगर मैं खान सर जैसी टीचर नहीं बन सकूँगी ज़िंदगी में तो क्या मैं एक अच्छी सक्सेसफुल टीचर नहीं हूँ. सो there's no you cannot define success. सबकी personal होती है. But whenever you gain wealth, and if you already have wealth, just be gentle to everybody around you, right? She spoke in a genteel manner. That this we've done, and this also we've done. Okay. Next word. I thought there's one more word, but I think it's not there only. Maybe it was Gaudi, but we'll talk about those words. Okay, let's do it. Gregarious, gambit, grave, and glean. So gregarious is basically somebody. Okay, so let's look at the root words. So Gregs or Greg का मतलब ही it means flock, and it means a group, right? So basically gregarious is not just being friendly, it's about being extremely social, right? So fond of company, somebody who's sociable, also living in a flocks, herds, and in animals. ये एक अलग criteria हुआ because root word है वो. Gregariously, gregariousness can be the forms, other forms. Antonyms, social. Synonyms can be sociable, outgoing, companionable. So companion से आता है ये. Extroverted, shy, reversed, introverted, unsociable can be the antonyms. She is so gregarious that she makes friends wherever she goes. Cows are naturally gregarious animals, preferring to stay in herds. Right, so ये छोटू सा difference हुआ जो ये दो meaning में आपको समझ आता है, and it's an adjective. Alright, I think it's alright for you. Okay, so gambit sounds so much like gamble, right? So, but gambit is a calculated move, remark or strategy designed to gain an advantage, originally from chess. So basically gambit is a, you know, it's a clever move, it's a strategy to gain advantage, now Spanish से अगर हम देखें तो Spanish से आया gambito, I guess, which actually means you know, making a sacrifice. So you basically, you know, it's a smart move where you give something small to actually win big. That's gambit. So Spanish के हिसाब से, you know, basically it's a chess opening sacrifice. वो जो शुरुआत में, you know, एक दो प्यादे दे वो फेंकते हैं and then चाल चलते हैं, basically नहीं फेंकते नहीं हैं, but sound better कर रहा था. So that बाद में they can actually play, like, you know, they can actually win big. That's gambit. So it could be, you know, risky but strategic. ठीक है. अब basically you gamble a bit to win, right? अब अगर देखो जैसे कि gambit है एक word and then there's strategy, right? तो क्योंकि हम strategy के through ही कर रहे हैं, right? तो अगर हम strategy की बात करें, so basically it's a general plan. But अच्छा यहाँ पे आपको दिख नहीं रहा होगा, I guess. यहाँ पे तो मेरी picture ही आ रही है. Anyway, but basically strategy क्या होता है? It's a general plan. And when we talk about gambit, so it's basically, you know, there's a specific risk involved here. So it has a risky move. You may make a risky move to win something, right? Ploy, strategy, tactic, maneuver can be the synonyms. Blunder, misstep, disadvantage are the antonyms, because gambit mein you are taking a step to, you know, gain something, right? Blunder ho jayega na when you wouldn't gain something. His joke at the beginning of the presentation was a clever gambit to grab attention. The politician's bold promise was just a campaign gambit. Yeah, all the time, every time. Okay, so grave has like two meanings. Adjective अगर हम देखें तो serious, somebody who's grave, important, weighty, and solemn, which means, you know, something is being important at some point. Noun अगर हम देखें तो place where dead body is buried. Other forms can be gravely, gravity, which is a noun. Serious, solemn, and weighty and critical can be the synonyms. Antonyms can be trivial, frivolous, and light-hearted. Do write the antonyms, okay? The doctor's expression was grave as he delivered the news. They gathered around the grave to pay their respects. So, adjective and noun. This one's an adjective wala sentence and this one's the noun wala. Glean. So glean is basically to gather slowly, bit by bit, to exact information, extract information gradually, which means slowly. Originally collect leftover crops from fields after harvest. So travel करते हैं words, right? So अभी अलग हो गया है थोड़ा सा different meaning. पर ये भी एक slow process है, right? अब धीरे crops को you collect the leftovers and everything. So basically अगर मैं कहूँ कि I gleaned these English words from different sources, right? तो which means मैंने धीरे से चीज़ें इकट्ठी की, मैंने धीरे से ये words को समझा, ढूंढा, लिखा. It's like that. So gather, collect, drive, extract can be the synonyms, and antonyms can be disperse, scatter, reject और ignore. अब अगर हम दो चीज़ों की बात करें, glean और learn. So glean is basically finding the hidden information slowly, something that's not just out there. You have to go into the depth. That's glean. Okay, and then learn is just a normal study that you see something, you learn, and that's it. जैसे कि अभी आप लोग कर रहे हैं, so you're basically learning and not gleaning, है ना? So इसका origin जो है French से, I guess it's gleaner. Gleaner का मतलब ही होता है to gather. ठीक है? Alright, चलो कुछ words कर लेते हैं. जैसे कि एक word है, just 1 second. I'm so sorry. Important message. I need to see it. Okay. So you must have heard of this word called gratify. Where should I write it? Okay. Write all these words, okay? They are not here in the presentation. Gratify. Then there's gracious. Then there's gratuity. Then there's gorgeous, gracious, goddess. No, gratify, gracious, and gratuity. Sorry for the spelling, but it's gratuity. So in सबके जो root words हैं, they are related to pleasing, being thankful. So these words are all the three words are related to being related to kindness, related to pleasure, related to appreciation, right? So just a gratuity. So you must know these words also. I know that you know these words. These are very common words, but I must remind you. Alright, next words. Gusto, garrulous, glib, guile, and gullible. Alright, so gusto is basically enthusiastic enjoyment, vigorous appreciation. So gusto is basically you like that go and must do. You must go and must do something with full energy, enthusiastic, right? So बहुत ही खुशी के साथ आप जब कुछ करते हो, so it's like that. Gusto is a noun. Synonyms can be enthusiasm, zest, passion, relish. Apathy, indifference. Apathy is basically when you do not have any interest, and disinterest. She danced with such gusto that the audience couldn't stop cheering. Now you see कि यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है, passion. अभी हमारा passion और gusto में एक फ़र्क है. Passion basically हमें कहता है it's basically a long term love, okay? And when we talk about gusto, so it's like a short term joyful energy. That's gusto. Short term joyful energy, right? That's gusto. Now इसका Latin gustu होता है, which means taste, right? But वो थोड़ा travel करके and everything, it kind of changes. So anything that tastes good makes you excited, like ऐसे एकदम suddenly. Next, garrulous. I love this word. Oh, I love this word. I'll tell you why. So it's an adjective, and garrulous is excessively talkative, especially about trivial things. So no, I am not a garrulous person. I love this word because I have a friend. So garrulous is basically somebody who talks a lot. जैसे कि eloquent is also loquacious. Sorry, loquacious is also somebody who talks a lot. But L-O, so I'll just tell you the spelling, L-O-Q-U-A-C-I-O-U-S. So loquacious is also somebody who talks a lot. But these people, talk and talk fine. Garrulous is also somebody who talks a lot, but they do not make any sense. They talk stupid things. They talk on anything. So once I told one of my friends that you are so garrulous, and she literally thought that I was, appreciating her. I was like, I said something like gorgeous or gracious to her, and she was like, thank you, with a very nice smile, and then I had to tell her. So I really love this word. So अब garrulous, अच्छा garrulous, और अभी हमने कौन सा वर्ड पढ़ा था? Gregarious. So gregarious is basically, social and friendly, just for your reminder. And garrulous is talking too much and without making any sense. So garry is the root word, which means to chatter. To chatter. Okay? Chatty, loquacious, talkative. So loquacious and garrulous has a contextual difference, to remember that. Chatty, loquacious, talkative, wordy are the synonyms. Reticent, reserved, silent, taciturn are the antonyms. The garrulous old man kept telling the same story again and again. She's so garrulous that a 2-minute call turns into a 2-hour podcast. Alright. Okay. Then comes glib. So glib basically is fluent but insincere, smooth talking without depth. So this person who's glib, they talk confidently, right? They talk confidently but often insincerely, or superficially these people talk. तो अभी आपको समझ आएगा कि हाँ, they are fluent, they speak nice, but there's no sincerity when they talk. So now the word actually lacks the depth. The words sound good but lacks the depth. That is glib. अब अगर हम एक शब्द की बात करें, eloquent. There's a word called eloquent, and now there's a word, because eloquent का मतलब ही है speaking fluently, right? And there's a word glib. So eloquent की जब हम बात करते हैं तो it is fluent and sincere, whereas glib is fake fluency which does not have sincerity, right? So इसमें और इसमें ये फर्क है. Fake fluency. ठीक है? So there's a difference between garrulous and loquacious. There's a difference between glib and eloquent. ठीक है? Synonyms can be slick, superficial, smooth talking. Genuine, sincere, thoughtful, meaningful can be the antonyms. Don't be fooled by his glib answers. He avoids the real issue. Oh yes, a lot of people do that. Her glib remark about failure irritated serious students. Obviously. That is so. Okay. Now, guile is a noun and it means cleverness and cunning, often with deceitful intent. Now, there can be a verb for it, जो कि यहाँ पे नहीं है. So verb अगर हम की बात करें तो it will be beguile, which means to trick someone. To trick someone. Now these people are clever, right? These people are cunning, but these people are not honest. That is why they have deceitful intent, right? So अगर हम देखें तो महाभारत में जैसे कि शकुनी मामा, मेरे बच्चे so Shakuni Mama actually doomed the entire Kauravas because he was Guile, right? So it's like that. So इसी से मतलब है. So this person will actually this person will not just lie but manipulate you like anything. They will manipulate people with smart words like anything. Then you'll do anything whatever they say. जैसे कि हमारे शकुनी मामा ने, he was being sly, he was being sneaky, and then doomed the entire Kauravas. Look at what he did to Dhritarashtra ka dimag and what he did to Duryodhan's brain. He doomed everybody, right? So it's actually like that don't be gullible, because guile people will take you to hell. Gullible अभी हम पढ़ेंगे आगे, ठीक है? So idiomatically we can say that you must have heard this wolf in sheep's cloth. So it's basically that somebody is full of guile, right? They are clever, they are ये देखा होगा आपने, एक wolf ने sheep का dress पहना. You must have seen this also somewhere. So it's like that. Okay, so deceit, craftiness, slyness and trickery are the synonyms. Honesty, candor, sincerity and frankness are the antonyms. The detective admired the thief's guile, though he caught him anyway. She won the debate more by guile than by logic. So do you remember how Bhishma, no, not Bhishma, Bhim killed Shakuni Mama? I guess he only killed Shakuni Mama, or I guess Nakul or Sahadev did. But I remember how he was running for his life. Okay, gullible. So gullible is easily fooled. So don't be gullible, because guile people will actually take you to hell with them. So guile is easily fooled, gullible is easily fooled or tricked, which means these person are too trusting. जैसे कि Dhritarashtra was gullible. He was literally gullible. Oh my god. I don't know. I take Mahabharata so personally. Like it was my thing. No, but it wasn't. I know. But it is so close to my heart. Anyway, so the root gull, let me write it here. Root gull means to cheat. To cheat or trick. Okay, and then there's able. That means somebody who is capable of it, right? That's gullible. So somebody who can be cheated is gullible. Gullibility is a noun, gullibility is an adjective, it's an adverb when you add to the verb. Knave, trusting, credulous, innocent can be the synonyms. Why trusting? Because gullible people do not trick, they get tricked. But these people, you can trust them, they will not trick you, right? It's like that. So skeptical, shrewd, suspicious and cynical are the antonyms. Scammers often target gullible people with fake calls. He's so gullible, he believed his friends when they said cat had been cancelled. Okay, so now okay, देखो जैसे कि नेव एक शब्द आपने देखा होगा, है ना? नेव का मतलब होता है, नेव का मतलब होता है इनोसेंट, ठीक है? Whereas gullible is basically somebody who is easily tricked. So somebody who is knave, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि वो गलेबल भी हो सकता है कोई इनोसेंट हो, सीधा साधा हो, बट उसके अंदर दिमाग हो, आपको पता ना हो, है ना. So it's like that. So there's a difference. Okay, grisly, gauche, grandiose, galvanized, and germane are the next words. Let's talk about grisly first. So it's basically bloody. So grisly, causing horror, disgust, or fear. So grisly is basically, it's too bloody. It is it actually scares like a horrifying scene. That's grisly. Not just, it's not just scary, but it makes you feel that you're sick. It makes you feel sick to the stomach. It's like that. बहुत ही, how do I tell, it's like very disgusting. जैसे कुछ बॉलीवुड हॉरर मूवीज को देख के they're like घिनौना. They are not just horror, they will make you feel like puking. It's like that. ठीक है. Synonyms can be horrifying, ghastly, gruesome, gory can be also one word, macabre, and then there's pleasant, delightful, appealing as antonyms. The movie had such a grisly murder, हाँ exactly ऐसा ही कुछ murder scene, जैसे कि Animal एक movie है. It's a nice movie, but it's gory, right? That the half of the hall walked out. His handwriting is so grisly, it could be used as a horror font. This is for me. All right, ouch. So then there's gauche. Gauche is basically socially awkward, right? Lacking grace or tact. So French में gauche was used for left, right? And left was related to awkward. And the people who were left-handed people, they were considered clumsy. They were considered like they can't do, they're like they can't do anything with perfection or near perfection also, right? So usko wo travel karte karte it became socially awkward and somebody who lacks grace and everything. So gauchely is an adverb and gaucheness is the noun. Clumsy, awkward, inelegant are the synonyms. Elegant, graceful, and sophisticated are the antonyms. Wearing sneakers to a wedding was a bit gauche. Oh, is it? I actually wore sneakers under my lehenga in my sister's wedding. At my sister's wedding. Okay. His gauche comment at the meeting killed the vibe instantly. So yeah, obviously it can be awkward, right? So because it is socially awkward, so a socially awkward comment will actually make anybody, feel bad about it. Alright, then there's grandiose, impressive but over the top or exaggerated or unrealistic. So grandeur, it's like overly fancy, बहुत exaggerated. मतलब इतना कि मैं क्या बताऊँ, जैसे कि अगर हम इसके रूट की बात करें तो ग्रैंडिस है इसका रूट, जिसका मतलब ही लार्ज होता है. It's like, it's great, it's large. अब now grandiose is not, it's not about being classy. It is it's about being too much, right? Elegant is classy. Grandiose is basically showy. Yes. So it's not about being elegant, because elegant is classy and grandiose is like showy. It's like showy, बहुत exaggerated, very unrealistic and all that stuff. Pompous, I love this word. Pompous, pretentious, extravagant. Simple, modest, and humble are the antonyms. He made a grandiose plan to top cat without even opening a book. Oh, am I being personal? The hotel lobby was decorated in a grandiose style with chandelier everywhere. Chandeliers is like the झूमर. I don't know, जब भी मैं झूमर की बात सुनती हूँ, there's this personal story I always remember. So I'll tell you quickly. So there was this auntie, like very rich auntie, like rich auntie, and she told my mom, हम तो अपने घर में 12 लाख का झूमर लगवा रहे हैं. And I was like, oh, okay. Some glitch happened, something happened, and obviously you wouldn't get to know about it, but I did. Alright, so the next word is galvanize. Last word was grandiose, right? So galvanize basically is when you shock or excite someone into action. Agar hum, just 1 second, I need to select the pen. So there was this scientist, ल्यूगी गैल्वनी. सो इन्हीं के नाम पे गैल्वनाइज लिखा है क्योंकि ही वॉज द पर्सन हु एक्सपेरिमेंटेड विद इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, नॉट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, electricity. He experimented with electricity and he brought shock, like the electric shock. He brought shock into action basically. So that's called galvanize. And galvanize को हम use as a verb इसलिए करते हैं कि when you excite somebody. Now when you excite somebody and they do something, इसका मतलब motivation बिल्कुल नहीं है. So motivation, जब हम किसी को motivate करते हैं, it is like, you know, slow inspiration, right? Slow inspiration whatsoever. You can write it if you want. Galvanize basically is, it's a sudden action. जैसे मम्मी बोलती हैं कि जा फ्रिज में आइसक्रीम रखी है, जल्दी से लेके आ. So you're like excited and you just, you know, get into the action and go run to the fridge and bring the ice cream like that. I don't like ice creams though, but anyway. Okay, galvanized, galvanizing. I keep telling so many things about myself na. Yeah. Grandiose में भी वो chandelier वाली कहानी सुना रही थी and some glitch happened. Auntie heard it. See? Synonyms. Stimulate, motivate, inspire, and electrify. Demotivate, discourage, and weaken are the antonyms. The coach's fiery speech galvanized the team to victory. Her results galvanized her friends to start studying seriously too. Right? So, actually में your company defines you. Your company कैसे लोगों के साथ रहते हो आप वैसे ही बनोगे, because it is contagious. Trust me. I maybe you wouldn't believe it, but your company makes you who you are. It is one of the most important things. Most important. So choose wisely, okay? Alright, next word is germane. Now germane is relevant or appropriate to the subject. Basically, you know, important to what's being let's say what's being discussed, important to something that is happening at a particular time. Basically, like it's like being to the point. That's germane, right? आप एकदम. So germane का root जो है, it is like germanus, which means closely related. ठीक है? Or genuine. Closely related or genuine. So synonyms can be relevant, pertinent, applicable, related. Antonyms can be irrelevant, extraneous, and unrelated. His examples were germane to the topic and made the lecture clearer. Bringing up cricket in a cat strategy session is not germane. No. Alright. Or bringing a chandelier. Okay. Yes, here we are. We're done. So yes, we were talking about one word called gaudy. Okay, so there's a word gaudy, there's a word guffaw, there's a word grimace. Grimace से ही याद आता है grace. There's a word called gumption. there's a word called gaudy तो you guys know. There's a word called goad, जैसे कि road होता है, and I really like this word because road से related है, right? And goad basically means when you cause when you cause someone to do something by making them angry, that's goad. For example, he goaded me into doing something bad, let's say, right? So these are the words. This is your homework. Okay, Gramscian, it's like Grumption. Grimace, grace, goad, guffaw, and gaudy. Gaudy. Gaudy is one word that I like. Gaudy का मतलब होता है चमक धमक. ठीक है? Alright. Any questions? Anything? Any doubt? Anything? Just write it in the comment box. Alright? I'll see you in the next session. Till then, keep practicing. Happy learning. Be happy. Be healthy. And become wealthy. Alright? Okay. Bye-bye.